Hi everyone, it's your boy Ricky here for LDRS, and today we're going to be making a card using the Holiday Floral stamp set along with the Christmas Sentiment stamp set with the Sentiment Stack 2 to cut these out. And we are also going to be using the plaid cover plate die 1 and 2. I love this thing. White on white is my look here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take this cover plate die 1 and we're going to go ahead and get this through the die cutting machine. In order to keep the paper onto the die, you'll want to use some tape, low tack tape, to go ahead and get that taped onto the die so that it doesn't slip, because you want it to be, perfect. We'll go ahead and sit that through the die cutting machine. We'll go ahead and take the pokey tool and take out all those little pieces. Guys, as you can see, my plate here is a hot mess. In the middle of this video, you're going to see something spectacular that only happens once in a blue moon. So we're going to go ahead and take die cut number 2, plate number 2, and go ahead and get that through. We're going to take the pokey tool and just take out all those little pieces. Now that we have that completed, we're going to go ahead and glue the front of the plaid to the second layer. And you can mix this up back, vice versa, whatever the case you would want to do. But I always like to put the smaller lines in the front with these dies. Okay, and now that we have that put together, we're just going to get this complete plaid cover plate glued onto the card base, which is 110 Nino Solar White Classic Card Crest paper. Such a long name, you guys. So many words. Anyway, look how beautiful that is. White on white, always looks classy. Love it. Okay, now we're going to get some stamping done. We are going to be using the stamp set here and building this Christmas tree. I do have the Stampin' Up! Platform here, and I don't really go to this very often, but if I'm going to be making a lot of cards, this is what I go for, because you can set your stamp up 4 different ways so that you can make things quicker, and you'll see what I'm talking about here in a second. We're going to use the hybrid black ink from LDRS and go ahead and get the outline of the Christmas tree stamped out, and we're going to use a pressure tool so that we can make sure that we get a really good pressure onto the paper. Now we're going to flip that plate around and we're going to place the, I believe this is flowers. Yeah, the flowers, or no, I'm sorry, the leaves. And we're going to rub that stamp, so because it's new, we want to make sure the ink sticks to it. And we're going to be using green here. Sorry, I don't know the name of this green, but it is from LDRS. And we'll use the pressure tool and go ahead and get that down, make sure that we get a really good impression here. Perfect. Now we are going to put the flowers down, go ahead and get this in place. And we're going to be using that top plate, if you can see that. Oh, my head's in the way. Look at that. My little baby hairs. Look at them. So cute. We're going to go ahead and get that lined up really good. Make sure that it's in place so that we can get a perfect print here. So we have that lined up. The green is olive branch, and then this is pink tutu that we're going to do this color in. We're going to go ahead and get that stamped down, use the pressure tool to make sure that it's nice and impressed onto the paper. And we have that done here. We're going to switch the plate around, and now we're going to put in the center of the flowers. We're going to get that lined up as well. And we're just going to use a darker pink on this and go ahead and get that stamped down. Alrighty, now we have the tree built, so we will take this out of the platform. Look how that is beautiful. I love that. So pretty. We're going to take the matching die set and we're going to go ahead and get this lined up. We'll tape it down and run it through the die cutting machine so that we get the perfect cut here. And now that we have that out, oh, here we go. Look at that plate. Beautiful. Brand new. Hasn't been used. Oh, the best. Alrighty, so here we go. We have the Christmas tree cut out here, and now it's really time to get the card started and getting put together. The first thing we'll do is we'll go ahead and cut out these sentiments. This is the Christmas sentiments. We're going to place that onto some black cardstock. And what's great about these is it has the little squares along the side so you can line up the die when you go to do this. I'm going to use my embossing powder here so that the embossing buddy, so that the embossing powder does not stick to the black cardstock as we're cutting this out. We're just going to use some embossing ink here. Go ahead and get this stamped down. Use the pressure tool to make sure that we get a good impression. You don't want to press too hard because these are sentiments. You don't want the letters to squish down. We're just pouring on some gold heat embossing powder here, and then we're heating this up. Look at that magic. Heat embossing is magical every freaking time. Like, how does it work? How does it happen? How does it become so beautiful? It's like, you know, science. It's crazy. Anyway, we have that down. We go ahead and get that nice and shiny. And now we are gonna show this off. Look how beautiful that is. Woo! Love that gold on black. Now we're gonna take the die here, and as you can see, the squares all line up so that we can go ahead and get this taped down. We will also run this through the machine so that we can get all of these sentiments cut out. And what's great about this is you get all of these sentiments cut out in one pass through the die cutting machine. It's pretty amazing. Alrighty, now we are going to start putting the card together. We're just trying to get things lined up, see exactly how we want things to be. If this had a lot of pieces to it, I would probably take a picture of it to make sure I get it in the right place that I want it to be. But since there's really only 2 items on this, we're not going to do that. Now we're going to take some foam tape and put that onto the back of the tree. And we are going to use some liquid glue to place the sentiment on top of the tree. We're just going to line it up in the center here so that we can get that nice and even. We use some liquid glue so we can move it back and forth when we need to. Now we're going to remove the release tape from the back, and we'll go ahead and place that onto the card. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. I truly appreciate it. Make sure that you head over to LDRS and check out all those wonderful products they have over on their website, and check them out on YouTube. Here you can see me putting on some clear sequins here just to give a little bit of touch of fancy, because we always need a touch of fancy on every card. Also, make sure that you head over to my Instagram and check out Bromero Cards, and you can see all the lovely creations that I make outside of being on Team LDRS. I hope you guys have a great week. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will talk with you soon. Bye.